Justin Laboy Show. I'm your host, Justin Laboy, the king of toxic himself. We ain't gotta get toxic today, but I just had to let you know. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I don't know if you're in tune.
Of course.
All right, cool.
I know
man.
what's up.
Yeah, today we got a real legend. I had 2 Chainz here the other day, and he was like, "I don't like the word legend. It makes me feel like it's."
You know,
How do you feel about the word legend? Before I finish my intro.
what I think about legend, I don't think of myself as a legend.
You don't?
Nah, I'm not.
You so wrong.
Not
man.
really, man. I kind of just do me, and you know.
I feel
think
like
like legendary is Michael Jackson, Prince, like you know what I'm saying.
Nah, you definitely.
James
You gotta
Brown.
think. You inspired generations.
That's
so
true.
It's different.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You inspired people you don't even have an idea
That's true.
about.
That's true.
They didn't live long enough to see your late inspiration. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want to let you know.
So that's what's up.
Yeah,
Okay.
the legend
I'll
is
take
here,
it.
Marques Houston.
I'll take it.
Yeah, man, it's just like a crazy full circle moment just growing up.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a dream to meet you or like to be on TV on the screen next to you.
That's what's up.
And it's like a testament to God, man. Like if you work hard enough, you could do it.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody today, and I was saying I did an interview earlier that asked me about that, and I was just like, you know, I think hard work is really, really. I think they asked me something about what lesson I would take from my whole career, and I was saying hard work.
Yeah.
Like, you know, staying humble, of course, but like really, really working hard, and like I'm one of those people that believe in. Whatever you want to do, if you really, really work hard, you can do it for sure.
Right.
You know, so you know, hard work
Yeah,
pays
man.
off.
Marques Houston is here, man. I gotta clap it up. Man. Clap it up for my guy. You've been in this game 30 years.
Plus, yeah.
30 plus, sorry.
Yeah.
How does it feel like now when you coming back outside? Because you've been quiet for a while.
Yeah. I mean, you know, for me, it's just it's so second nature to me. You know, throughout my career, I've done so much, singing, acting, writing, producing, everything. You know, it just feels natural to just come back. You know, it doesn't even feel like time has passed. You just kind of like do your thing, and I've always kind of kept my career separate from my personal life. So when I'm at home, I'm at home. You know, I like to be home. I like to know, hey, I'm unconnected. I'm disconnected. You know, from everything that I'm doing. Then when you step back out there, it's just like I said, it's like second nature. I kind of just naturally get in my element. This is like my element. And I feel like, you know, it's good to be in your element sometimes.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you here, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
So with everything that you've done, you know, writing, acting, producing, I'm sure there's things we don't even know that you've done. But where do you feel most underappreciated, like when it comes to your career and your contributions to the culture?
I believe where I feel most unappreciated would probably be as a singer.
Okay.
Because you know, I feel like I've done a lot in my career as a singer, but I also feel like, you know, a lot of people will tell me like, man, you're underrated, like, you know, you deserve your flowers and stuff like that. And I do feel like some you said earlier about being a legend or whatever, being able to inspire the new generation or people that are hot now, that people are loving now, knowing that I may have had an influence on their careers or their patterns in life and where they go with their, you know, with their lives is like, to me, that's, you can't really say that's like, you know, unappreciated. To me, that's the blessing, and that's the success for me, from my career. Because I haven't really won a lot of awards, or I haven't really been a heavily accoladed artist like that or anything like that. But I feel like my contribution to the culture is what I would consider success.
Yeah. You know, a lot now is coming out about the politics in music.
Yeah.
And you being in this 30 plus, I'm sure you've experienced a lot of this.
Oh, absolutely.
Many years ago.
Yeah.
So has anything changed, or is just now it's a bigger microscope?
I think now it's just like everybody can see it. It's like it's like even like all the bad stuff that we eat.
Yeah.
Now it's like a big microscope on. Oh, there's microplastics. There's this in the water. It's like it's a bottle of water. Like, what? Come on, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's just like you said, it's a bigger microscope on everything. So people are able to see things that we just we didn't see before.
Right.
Coming up in my day, I mean, you didn't have social media, you didn't have Google, YouTube, like none of that stuff. So it was like, you just kind of like did your thing and then went home, and then you didn't really hear about nothing else after that. Like if it was like a big world event, that's it.
Yeah. So being a celebrity now versus then, because then it was like real time. Like you had to run into your favorite celebrity. There was no online.
Oh no,
none of that.
None of that.
Tell me about like your earlier days of being famous and like.
So it's funny because when I was younger, when I first got to the industry, I was like 8 or 9 years old.
That's
and I used to go to the grocery store to see if I would get noticed. You know what I'm saying? So like that was like my thing. I wanted to be noticed so bad. Like this was like early stages. And like nobody would notice me or whatever. So I was able to kind of like, but then once we start popping and once we got famous, it was like everywhere I went. We would try to go to Magic Mountain, shut the whole amusement park down. They would have to bring security in. It was like really, really, Immature was like huge. And I remember I was a kid, so it was fun. Like, I watched Michael Jackson. I watched New Edition, The Boys, ABC. Those are the people that I like kind of grew up watching. And I saw Michael Jackson, people fainting and stuff like that in his concert. So I was like, I wonder if that would ever happen with us. And then it started happening with us. And I was just like, wow, this is amazing. So being a kid and experiencing that kind of fame, it's more fun. You know? You don't really understand what's really going on, or we didn't really understand how to deal with all the success. We were just like running around, having fun, just being kids. And I think being famous back then, you were more famous back then. I think now it's a lot of access. It might be even too much access.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like before it was about mystique. Like the more mysterious you were, the more famous you were, like Michael Jackson. Like everybody, you just couldn't, I don't think anybody could ever just say that, oh, I ran into Michael Jackson at the Whole Foods. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, you never seen him. It was almost like he didn't exist until he was on TV. Yeah. So that was my era of growing up, like, what fame was. Now, it's just like, the more accessible you are, the more famous you are. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's wild. But, it's like the internet has changed a lot.
Right. The internet's a tricky place. It's like you can create a living for yourself and be successful and do some great things just from your house.
That's true.
But then it's just like so many people being able to even have an opinion on certain things.
Like just really, really crazy because now everybody can have it. Like, you gotta think of Instagram. If you post a picture, everybody can comment. They can say what they want. You know what I'm saying? If you into reading comments,
right.
You can read some negative, you can read positive or whatever. And it's just crazy because it's just right there. Everybody's like, boom, boom, boom. But back in the day, like, you didn't have that. Yeah, it was just.
So what was your scale of like a bad like Instagram comment or a negative viral tweet?
You never would know because it was like you only put out what you put out to the public, and that was all they went off of. I think the only gossip like magazine back then was the National Enquirer. And that was like, it was like, you had to be like the biggest of the biggest to be in the National Enquirer, and they would make up these like posts and stuff like that. And that was like the only negative thing. Yeah. If you read that, and if you was even into that. But like, it was just like, you don't even know if you made mistakes.
Right.
I mean, just because like, there was nobody there to tell you.
Yeah.
Now it's like, you do something, you know about it instantly. They will tell you.
Even if you don't do something, create something.
And it's like you said, like the internet is a place where you can create something for yourself, or in the one wrong move, and then you cancel. Like, now we got cancel culture. It's like, what is that? You cancel? Like, how do y'all make the decision whether we can? It just don't make sense.
A lot has changed.
It has.
For sure.
Yeah.
So when you go into like your periods of like, okay, I'm going to just be quiet and all the way out the way. Yeah. Versus I'm going to come outside, I'm going to make music, I'm going to get back active. Yeah. What's your process for deciding that?
I think as an artist, you always I don't see it like you feel like you're missing out, but when you see things on TV or you see a different artist, it can inspire you to kind of be like, you know what? I remember what that felt like. I want to like experience that again, or I feel like being expressive. And the way to express myself is through my music and through my artistry. So for me, it's very self-expressive. I really love to express myself. I've always loved to entertain. Even when I was little, I would dance, at my little family function parties and be in the middle of the dance floor dancing. All my aunties and uncles was like, go, go. So, I've always just loved to entertain. So for me, it's just, I'll just like have a moment like, I feel like getting in the studio and recording. Right. I feel like, there's something I want to talk about. So I'm going to be expressive through music. Music is always a way to self-express yourself, right. Without being too like obvious, but you can still like, be expressive.
Yeah. So who has inspired this new single, Her Side of the Bed?
I don't think it's one thing that inspired it. I think, I've seen a lot of relationships and the age I am now, I'm 44. I've been around so many people, so many different experiences of life. And, what better way to, talk about those experiences other than music, So I've taken, maybe stories that I've heard, friends of like this and that, like relatable ideas. And I think that's kind of like what inspired the song. Just, just stories, and people like hear it be like, man, I can relate to that.
Yeah, for sure. Because when I heard it, I'm like, her side of the bed. But it made me realize like you could be so close to your partner and feel so distant.
And I think in relationships, every relationship, you've probably felt that distance.
Sure.
At some point in your relationship, and you have to really just get back to, because in the beginning it's all fun, you dating and you laughing and you dating, it's like, but then you get to that point where you know each other so well, and it can get boring, and you can get to a point where you just like you realize you're in the same room but you're not even talking. Maybe you're both on your phone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you see a lot of that in today's society, distractions. And my thing is, I feel like it's important in relationships for you to be connected to each other,
right,
and not just so distracted by life and what's outside.
Yeah, for sure. So if anybody out there that's watching, they want to get their spark back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because long relationships, sometimes you know each other, y'all done do the same thing over and over
every day. Yep.
But y'all got to keep loving each other. Y'all got to keep
loving, keep dating.
Going.
Like that's, I know a lot of people here like date your partner. Like you really have to keep dating. You gotta keep it, keep it fun, keep it spunky. Just maybe just every now and then surprise your woman with something, or just take a surprise date, or just just act like, not, I wouldn't say pretend like you in the beginning stages, but kind of sometimes make it seem like you in the beginning stages and you're really dating. Don't be so used to something, because everything is gonna, you're gonna get used to it.
Right.
So you have to figure out creative ways to not be so used to it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to that, man. Glad to have you here.
Yeah.
Take me back now, because the more and more I'm thinking about it, it's like reliving like my childhood, and I know everybody out there that's watching is probably like, nah, take us back. Don't worry, we got you. So take me back to the very beginning, 9 years old.
Uh-huh.
What was the spark that got you into this industry? And then was it your dream? Did you follow a path? Did your family members want it for you?
No, none of my family ever did anything as far as musically or anything like that. I was always into it. I love New Edition. I love Michael Jackson since I was like 2 years old.
Right.
I always loved Michael Jackson. I would like put grease in my hair and try to do the little slick curl, and, do the Billie Jean or the Thriller. Me and my brothers and sisters doing Thriller in the middle of the living room. So I remember when I seen Michael Jackson for the first time. That's the first time I got a glimpse of it, and I really was into that. Right. Who made me want to actually do it myself was when ABC came out, because they were young like me. And like I said, I love New Edition, and but when I see ABC, like they was just like another Bad Creation. They was dope, and they was fly. I love the way they dressed, like with the bucket hats and the big clothes. And I was just like, man, I could do that. And the dance, like I love to dance, like that was my thing since I was little. Since my feet could move, I was always dancing. So they was like doing the dance and stuff like that. So they made me want to do it, so I just like kind of started getting into talent shows like in my school. Yeah. And then I met Stokes, and he was starting the group Immature, and I got in the group, and I didn't have any idea what it was like.
So you literally just decided this on your own?
Yeah, I was like, I want to do this like ABC. I want to be like ABC. That's what I. And then like it just kind of all happened, and then I actually simultaneously got into acting at the same time because when I got in the group in Mature, Chris Stokes had Eileen Knight was a good friend of his. She was a casting director. She was casting for the role of Bebe's kids, and I went out for the audition and I booked the role for Khalil, Bebe's kids. So I got into it all at the same time, like acting, singing, and just the rest is history, man.
Yeah, so coming into the industry so young and having so much success, was there ever a moment you felt like the industry owned your identity before you knew who you were? It takes some, like, as smart as you are as a kid.
Yeah.
It was like at a time it was like,
I think in a lot of ways, yeah, because back then the industry kind of dictated more who you were as an artist. Right. It was a lot more artist development. Everything had to be perfect. You had to do certain things certain ways in order to be successful. And then you kind of get a little older. Once I got a little older, I got a little more control over the kind of music I wanted to do and stuff like that. And then going solo, coming from a group, I was in a group.
Right.
So it was cool because when you're in a group, it's a lot of fun. But once I went solo, I was able to kind of like, branch off into things that I wanted to do, music that I wanted to do and stuff like that. So, at one point I did feel like that. I felt like, even with Sister, the role of Roger became so huge, man, that was just it. And I just didn't want that to be it for me. Right. I wanted, I was really a singer. That's what I, wanted to do. Roger just happened to happen because I auditioned for the role and, I ended up getting it and it ended up being successful. But that's not really what I was like, mentally what I wanted to do. I didn't want to play a nerd on TV for forever. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was cool and I wanted to be cool. So, I actually made a decision to walk away from the show. And I felt like that was a very big decision for me because I walked away from a lot of money. Right. But I felt like it was also good timing at that time. I think if I would have did Roger for a little bit longer into my like 18, 19, if it would have gone that long, I don't think I could have had much of a career after that because even now, that's really, sometimes that's all people see. Right. But I don't think I would have been able to have anything successful outside of Roger. And I felt like I didn't want to stumble myself into that character. And I felt like what you say, like the industry having a kind of like a hold, I felt like that kind of had a hold on me. And once I stepped away from that, I was able to kind of like branch off and do my thing.
Man, it's wild just to... Every time you speak, it's like a new thing that I'm reminded of. Like, it's like so many layers
it's a lot. It's
of
a lot.
Success. But now that, obviously you older and more mature, is there anything that you do regret?
Nope.
Okay.
A lot of people ask me that question. Yeah. And I do not regret anything. I would do it all over the same way. Yeah. People ask me like, what would you say to younger self? Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Yeah, I love that.
And have fun with it. Because I had a ball. I've had a very successful career for me because I felt like I've done so much. I've been like when I sit and think of my career, the things that I've done in my career are culturally classics, like Sister. It's a classic. Yeah. It's sketched in the history of our forever. That like Sister will be like a Cosby's or the Martins or Fresh Prince and You Got Served like changed the game. You know what I'm saying? That and having an album like the Naked album or the Naked single changed the game with music and so the things that I've done have been like really really they're part of the culture, and that's to me that's why I'm able to look back and say I had a great career and I'm still going.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's far from over.
Yeah,
but business wise, all of those things super successful. What are like the royalties? What's the money like now that you look back like, man, if I could have knew a little bit more about business, or did you get fair deals?
I got some really good fair deals. Like I said, having a person like Chris Stokes, he was so business savvy and so smart. Like even the deal that he brokered for us, which You Got Served, was like crazy. So there's a thing called box office bumps when you do a movie that comes out in the box office, and like for every $10 million you get, or for every $10 million the movie makes, you get like a bump of like money.
Okay.
So when we did You Got Served, no one thought it was going to even get to 10 million.
Yeah.
So he negotiated this really huge deal for every time we hit 10 million in the box office, we get a bump of, you know, I'm not going to say, but whatever. So the movie hit 50 million.
Right.
Nobody expected it. So we got.
Okay. So you mentioned your song Naked being like a classic.
Yeah.
How do you feel when Don Toliver redoes it in this #1 album in the world? I know,
crazy, right? So I just was talking to somebody about that. And that, to me, I love Don Toliver. So I'm a big fan of his. And, you know, one of my friends called me, she was like, "You made it." I said, "What?" 'Cause I didn't even know what she was talking about. And she was like, "Don Toliver re-sung your song." I'm like, "Well, really? Let me go check it out." So I checked it out. I was like, that's huge because, you know, like I said, I'm a fan, and he's huge for this day and age, for this time now. So that was just dope, and it's so flattering to hear that, man, and just, you know, it lets me know that I did something right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So how does that work when someone wants to use your song? Like he didn't reach out to you?
No. So I called Damon from the Underdogs. I'm like, DT, where's my check? So I'm like, I mean, no. So you have royalties and you have, like, you know, people that own. Me as a writer, of course, I own part of the song, but, you know, it's like so many stages that you gotta go through.
Listen, moving forward,
you
can't clear Naked without calling you. That just feels illegal.
I mean, you know,
nah, seriously,
DT you should have called me. You know what I'm saying? But it was still dope. You know?
Love that. So you started making real money at a young age.
Yeah.
Most kids are just getting an allowance, maybe if you were lucky.
Yep.
What was the dumbest thing you ever bought?
The dumbest thing I ever did with my money, I can't say it's what. So we there was this place called Stargate that they were a special effects company. They would do all our videos. Chris was like directing videos, stuff like that. He would use their company. So I think I went out and bought, like, they had a basketball court like in the back. And we would always, me and the boys would always play basketball, me, Kevin, Ron. So I went and, like, just splurged on like all these basketball jerseys and shorts, and like I bought us all this like just basketball stuff, a new basketball and just like shoes and like Jordans to play in, and like I would do stuff like that. But like I never really like did anything really dumb with my money. I was always very smart with it because, like, you know, I'm not a person that's into material things like that. Right. Like, you know, I like what I like. So if I like something, then I'll get it. Yeah. But if, you know, I'm not a flashy guy that's like got to just go, you know, show my money like that. You know what I'm saying? I like to just, you know, you keep you guessing. Like, you don't know what I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm quiet with it.
Okay. Acting or music? Which one do you love more? You mentioned stepping away from acting. Yeah. So I would guess music, but I want you to let me know.
So 20 years ago, I would have said singing. 10 years ago, I would have said acting. Now, they're both a part of my expression. Yeah. You know, I love acting because it gives me an opportunity to play different characters, to do different things and express, you know, just have fun. It's fun. It's a job. It's just like a really, really fun, high-paying job. Yeah. That's what I think acting is. You know what I mean? And then music is also a job, but it's also more expressive. And you can sing songs that other people write, or you can write your own music, or, you know, it's really all about the artist and what you kind of put your flavor onto it. So I think they're both here right now, right? You know, the most important thing to me right now as a person is being a father. Love I think that job is like the best job on the planet. You know,
please keep talking. I love when parents come you know on here and they
being a dad, like, you know, watching my daughter, you know, even like watching her sing, or even for them, my two kids sing my songs. Like there's no greater feeling than that. You know what I'm saying? All the fans in the world can't amount to like when they sing it. You know what I'm saying? It's just something about having a child, and you see even like my little son Grayson, he's 2, like he's just like me, you know, like a little version of me, looks like me. And he's more funny than I was when I was little. Like he loves to laugh and just a funny little guy. And it's just like to see their personalities kind of start to come in, and they love their dad. You know what I'm saying? And I think one thing, I never even wanted kids when I was coming up.
That's wild.
And you know, once I had kids, like I always would envision me coming home and my kids running up to me and saying like, "Daddy," and they literally do that like a movie. Like every time I hit the door, boom, they run to me, "Daddy," and they hug me and they kiss me, and it's just like, there's no greater feeling than having children. Like it's just the best feeling in the world. So like at this point, you know, I will put my career to the side, everything to the side for my kids, and just, you know, make sure that they're okay, make sure that they have a great father and a great role model in their lives, so they can grow up and be great. You know,
how do you keep that balance? You know, because it's like dad wants to go back out there and do some great things, but then like, you know, when you just chilling, you're like super dad always there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a lot of work, you know, and when you're a father, when you're a true father, like it's a lot of work. I really, really am involved with my kids. Like I like to be with them all the time. You know, my daughter's getting to the age where she's like, "Daddy, I don't want you to work. I want you to spend time with me." So like she's starting to understand my work versus Disneyland, you know, you know what I mean? So like, so you have everything is a balance, and I have to sit and explain to her, you know, Daddy has to work because I got to take you to Target and buy you toys.
Man, them Target runs, man.
Yeah. So she's like, okay,
$200 every day.
I go into Target for one thing and come out with like the whole store.
For sure, every time.
So, you know, I always try to explain to her like, Daddy got to make his money so he can take you to Target.
Yeah. This is a crazy question. What age did you become a millionaire? Like, did you find? I mean, did anybody ever tell you? It was
13 or 14. Yep.
That's wild.
Yep.
Bro, you've been a millionaire for over 30 years.
Yeah, and then when I hit, so back then you had a trust account where you would have to put, like, I think it was like 25% of your money in a trust account.
Yeah.
For when you turned 18. So then when I turned 18. I did do something dumb when I was 18.
See, I knew it was coming. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now let's come clean.
So I did do something dumb when I was 18. So I don't even know if I should say this.
Come on, you gotta share that.
But so I turned 18, got all my trust account money. It was millions. I went to Vegas.
Oh my God.
With a fake ID. That's what I said I meant.
You good now?
I mean, yeah, it's too late now. I went to Vegas with a fake ID and I gambled. I spent like $200,000 in Vegas. Yep.
Who stopped you?
Nobody. I stopped myself. I was like, okay, I'll just keep losing. I don't want to lose no more. But I was in the gift shop buying jewelry. I was buying everything for my homies, and I was like, "Yo, you want some earrings?" Like, it was just I splurged in Vegas.
Damn.
With a fake ID.
200 with a fake ID.
Yeah.
That lets you know right there. If you got the money, nobody gives no fucks how old you are.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, I did do that.
Okay.
But you know, yeah, that was that.
Yeah. 200,000 at 18, millionaire at 13.
And this was like in a span of like a week. I was in Vegas.
So how'd you learn how to manage money? Because where's Chris at this point?
No, he was like, all right, you know, you gotta. I mean, and the thing was, like, one thing that he taught me about investing or doing anything with money is only spend what you're able to lose.
Right.
What you can lose, whether it's an investment, whether it's this or that. You have to be smart, and you have to spend what you can afford to lose.
Right.
If you can't afford to lose it, that means you don't have it.
No,
so don't spend it.
For sure.
You know.
So when you see things online, and it may be a rumor, or maybe whatever it is, and you know deep down in your heart, like you're a good person.
Yeah.
And obviously you ain't gonna go spiral and respond to people because they're not like, how does that shit make you feel? Just to be honest, I feel like I never heard you.
Some of it is funny.
Okay.
I've always been the kind of person, if you don't know me personally, I really don't care what you say about me. I don't care what people think about me. I don't know if that's a problem.
I feel the same way too.
I feel like
it's none of my business.
You don't know me, so you can't really say. I mean, your opinion is your opinion. Who cares about your
Right.
opinion? You know, you can't really say what I am or what I do or with my life because you just don't know.
Right.
So, and if a person's like, I don't like Marques Houston, I think he did. So,
Okay.
yeah, you know, I ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm for the people I'm for, though. And
Right.
the people that I love and that love me and the people that know me, that's who I care about, you know, impressing, or I care about, you know, what they feel. Like if a person that's close to me ever had a problem with me or said, you know, I feel like you hurt my feelings because you did this, I'll be like, oh, you know what, let me try to change it. Let me try to adjust because I don't want to ever, you know, come off that way. I feel like my personal life, I learned that very, very young, is the personal life and the business, two completely different worlds.
Right.
And I think people merge that too much. And that's where the problem is. They think this is all real. It's not really real. You know, if something could go away like that, it's not real. Because it can go away so fast. As fast as it comes, as fast as it can go. You know, people can love you one day and then hate you the next. And you just gotta understand that, you know, they don't really know who you are.
Right.
They know what you give them. You know, so a person comes up to me, oh, I love you so much. Maybe you love what I do, but you don't love me because you don't know me to love me. So, you know, if you don't know me to love me, you don't know me to hate me. So it's the same thing. You know, love and hate is the same thing. You know, if you get it, I can't pay attention to the good comments if I can't pay attention to the bad comments either. You know, because the good comes with the bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and sometimes I feel like people do that for attention, because I always make the example, like, if a beautiful woman always hears every day, all day, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, that becomes numb to her ears. If somebody say, you ugly, your breath stink, she gonna be like, what? Like, that's what she's gonna pay attention to. So I feel like that same thing with comments. Like, a person is trying to get your attention. So if they're gonna say the most outlandish thing to get you, because if you got a whole bunch of comments like I love you, and then that one I hate you, you suck, that's the one you're gonna look at.
For sure. 1,000%.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's just people. I just feel like people just be like, whatever, because it's like, you don't even know.
I agree on that. This is going to be a great clip, by the way. I already think about the clip. Yep, that's going up for sure. I mean, you know, Tia broke the internet when she admitted you were her first real kiss in the Paramount parking lot.
Oh, my gosh.
Did anything else happen there, or was that just it, man?
We just going to leave it there.
All right.
Yeah.
How do you...
No, that's all that happened.
You sure?
That's all that happened.
All right. Hold on. You got to take the shades down real quick.
Yeah, that's all that happened.
All right, cool. Do you remember that kiss at all?
I do remember. You know, I'm not going to say more could have happened, but we got interrupted.
Oh, man. You remember who interrupted you? Let's call them out. You can't fuck that up.
But no, yeah. Tia and I actually had like a little boyfriend girlfriend kind of relationship. I really liked Tia. Like, back in the day, we kind of had like a little, you know, we liked each other. So, you know, we were kids. You know, we were so young. You know, but yeah, we definitely have a great relationship now. I'm really good friends with her and Tamara, and they're just like, you know, it's good that we still have that relationship after all these years. You know, it's good to you know, to know that you work with somebody so young and so long ago, and still, and like, I really appreciate what they're doing with their lives as well, because you know, not a lot of people can continue that success from such a young age, and then go to be a successful women, and they're both successful women. I'm so proud of both of them and what they do.
It's wild to think like a moment of success is like huge. Like, most people, maybe 99% of people will never even experience a moment. And then it's like a year, or let it be a little error, or you run 5 years.
Just like a run.
And the fact is like 30 years.
Yeah.
And you still going, man. Such a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Gotta ask you, because this is funny. Go home, Roger.
Yeah. Yeah, man. My whole life.
Having to deal with that shit.
So as an adult, I like it.
Okay.
As a kid, I didn't. So when I would say from like 16, when I stopped doing the show, to like 26, that 10-year period, when I was trying to branch out and be a solo artist, and you know, you had people like Usher and Justin Timberlake and these people that were killing it, and I wanted to be like that, and I wanted to kill it on that level, and I felt like I had the talent to do that. I felt like Sister kind of, the idea of Roger held me back from being super successful as a singer, you know. And for a while, I was mad at that. I was bitter about that. And I was like, if it wasn't for Roger, I probably would have had a bigger music career. Because, like we were saying, back in that time, you couldn't really do both. Like, I don't think Jaleel White could have put out an album,
not a chance,
R&B album, and been successful at it because he was Urkel,
right?
And that's what he was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at that point, like Will Smith was able to do it through hip hop and have the Fresh Prince, but his character on the Fresh Prince was still Will Smith. He was himself, and he was a little older, and it was able to work out for him. But you take a person like Martin Lawrence would have never been able to do an R&B album and be successful at it. So I felt like as a young comedian, because the character was so specifically nerdy and stuff like that, I felt like it kind of hindered my music career, which is one of the reasons why I chose to not do the show, because I felt like it was getting in the way of what I really, truly was trying to do. And I do feel like, I felt like at that time, the Go Home Roger was annoying, because it was like, ugh. Yeah. Can it just be anything? Like I got music out, you know what I'm saying? I'm naked in my video, and y'all want to still come up to me and say, "Go home, Roger." Like, I'm trying to grow up. I'm trying to be a man, and I have this "Go home, Roger" just haunts me. But now looking back, it was such a part of culture, like we said, and I wouldn't change it because it was a great thing for me. You know what I'm saying? That really, really, it taught me a lot. Taught me a lot about the game, a lot about being a professional, being on a show at such a young age, and being around all those professional people and talented people like Tim Reed and Jack A. Harry and all the producers, Suzanne DePena, Suzanne Costin, and all those people. I learned from all those people. Right. And it was a learning experience. And sometimes when you're young, you can't see certain things. Yeah. You get a little older, you're like, you know what? I appreciate those years. So now when a person comes up and says, "Go home, Roger," I'm like, I love it. I because it lets me know people are still saying "Go home, Roger" to this day.
Right. That shit's funny.
That
shit is funny.
It is. So I was like, and people still see me as that. And I'm like, I'm 40 something. Hey, it's classic.
Yeah. So, how would you find a word? How would you define your singing career? Because I think you were fucking great. Obviously, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know that happened behind the scenes where you felt hindered.
Yeah.
But man, I was able to really enjoy the music at a high level. I would have never thought you could have.
So as a fan of music, you don't know the difference between a gold album and a quadruple platinum album, because you just, like you said, you're enjoying the moment of the music. Right. For artists, I never won an award for my music career. I never got a Grammy, American Music Award, never got nominated. So even though I say this all the time, I was never in it for the accolades. I never was in it to win an award. I really, really just loved expressing myself, and I loved to entertain people. And the fact that you could say you get the same feeling from the music that you would get from, the Usher Confessions album, which is one of the biggest R&B albums in history, that's still the same. You know what I mean? It's just, it may not have, my album may not have been the biggest album in history, but it gave the people the same feeling. Right. During those moments and during that time, people come up to me and like, man, my 16-year-old, I had him naked. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm still able to be, a part of history, even though I may not be mentioned I did an interview recently, and they asked me, did I feel like Naked, my album Naked, did I feel offended by the fact that it's not mentioned in those top, R&B albums of all time? And I'm like, no, it's not offensive to me that it's not mentioned in those. I believe that it's one of the greatest R&B albums, right? And it may be because I did it. It's my album. If I didn't make the album, I surely would have loved it, right. But I think those are the things that I felt like. I do feel like my singing career would have been a lot bigger had it not been for my acting career being so big as well with Roger. But would I have liked that? I don't know.
Yeah, but what? Why do you say that? I feel like I gotta understand. Cause you gotta give me an example when you feel.
So you think of the run that Usher had with Confessions,
right?
All the awards he won. I think it was 10 platinum or something like that. A diamond album, all the plaques on the wall and stuff like that. You think of the success of that album, or you think of a Michael Jackson, like a Thriller.
Right.
And you think all him with all the Grammys and stuff like that. And you think of these, that's what the industry looks at as success.
Right.
Accolades. But people like me and you may not look at it that way. I don't really see accolades as success. I see success as Naked to me is just as big of a hit, and I might sound crazy for saying this, but Thriller. You know what I'm saying? Even though Thriller is like the biggest song of all time. It's not, but I know people in my culture know Naked. And that's, to me, that's all I need. You know what I'm saying? So it goes like the success of an album, it's kind of like based off of how much it sells and how well it does. The Naked was a gold album. It's still one of my biggest albums, and it was gold, and I have a plaque from it, and I'm really excited about that.
Right.
But I feel like it possibly could have been a multi-platinum album had people not, if they only see me as a musician or only see me as a music artist and not Roger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I feel like that's what I mean by the success of a music career, just being, but like maybe, like I said, I don't necessarily know if I would have enjoyed that kind of success or that kind of fame versus what I was able to do with my career and how it went for me. Being able to start writing and producing films and being able to take over that and really do well there. All of those things, to me, I feel like everything just kind of happened like the way it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I look back and I don't ever feel like I regret anything because I feel like everything kind of just happened the way it was supposed to.
For sure. One of my favorite songs by you is the song with Joe Budden.
Clubbing.
Yeah. Like him and R. Kelly. It's crazy. You got to tell me about that.
Okay, so that whole thing. Okay, so we did. Kels was friends with Dave McPherson, who was the head of Sony when B2K was doing their thing.
Right.
He had got Kels to do Bump 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 for them.
Right.
And do some records for them. We was at the same camp, so Stokes was like, reached out to Kels, was like, I want you to work on Marques' album too. He was like, cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of y'all, what y'all doing with the whole TUG thing, everything like that. He was like, so he sent me Clubbing, and we recorded it, and he actually wanted it back. That's how I recorded it. He was like, that's a banger. He was like, so I was like, and we paid a lot of money for the record too.
Like how much? I hear these R. Kelly stories now that they funny.
How much did you think?
R. Kelly back then, at least $500,000.
Around that. Close to that. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we it was actually funny because we recorded that because I did That Girl, and the whole first album like was all done. Clubbing was the afterthought of that album. So we had taken it back to the label, and then we had put out That Girl. It didn't really work. Like they had high expectations for that single.
That
it didn't
girl
really
was
work.
crazy too.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite records.
Nah, that's
shout out to Dio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wrote that one. And so That Girl, it didn't work how they wanted it, so they were looking for another single and everything like that. So we, Chris was like, I got this song for you. We should just buy it. He was like, it's expensive, but it's Kels. We need to just get it and we'll put it out. We'll just put it out ourselves. Because the label, back then when a label, like now you can release a record, 50 records at a time, just till one breaks. But back then, if you released a record and it didn't really do too well, they put so much in their record, they would kind of back off the label. So they kind of backed off, and Chris was like, let's just do it ourselves. Let's put it out ourselves. So we actually put Clubbing out ourselves. He paid for the record, paid for the radio, and it ended up being a hit.
How did Joe Budden end up on this shit?
He did. I don't know if it was the You Got Served record. Well, I was a fan of Joe Budden.
Yeah, no. Joe Budden, let's be clear. Joe Budden's one of the
dope
best MCs in this shit ever.
Yeah, so
his podcasting career has overshadowed his rap career for sure.
But like Joey was dope. So I was a fan of Joe Budden, and I was like, that's who I wanted. I feel like we can get Joe Budden. And Chris was like, for sure, let's just reach out. We reached out to him, put him on the record. It was dope. Yeah. So that record became another classic.
For sure.
Clubbing is a classic.
It is. I still listen to it to this day.
Yeah.
For
Me
sure.
too.
Yeah. So, all right, you gotta walk me, cause now it's like I'm not even looking at the cards no more. Now I'm just.
It's all good.
The see-through jacket.
Yep.
Suit.
Yep.
Who told you that was okay? How did that outfit come?
So I talked to Chris, and it was we were doing the MTV Awards. We were nominated for You Got Served, and I was like, I want to make a statement.
That was a statement, all right.
He was like, all right, what better way to do it than like, I feel like you should do this like be real bold. And I was like, all right, let's think of something that's like that everybody's gonna talk about. And we came up with the plastic suit. Originally, I was gonna do it with the shirt off and the boxers. No shirt, just boxers, plastic suit. Yeah. And I decided to go with the tank top. It was safer. But I knew what I was doing. I knew it was silly. You know what I'm saying? But I knew it was going to cause attention too at the same time. So I'm like, let's do it. Like, I'm all for it. I'm a comedian at heart. I love being funny. Like, people don't know that about me. I'm really, really a funny guy. I love being funny. So everything is a joke to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really take myself too seriously. Right. Which in turn, I don't really take anything else really too seriously in the industry because I mean, it's fun. I mean, I don't really. If I was really trying to like be dope, like I wouldn't have put on a plastic suit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of knew it was like gonna raise a few eyebrows.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, that's such a classic.
Yeah, moment. Like another moment. You know,
that's what I'm saying. All your moments have lived to today and gonna live on forever.
Still,
that plastic suit. Forever.
I think it was a funny thing. So like somebody had put like a picture of me. It was like Kevin Hart and his homies. Like they all had on these plastic suits in the rain or something like. Yeah. And somebody put my plastic suit picture like with their like edited me in, and I just thought it was like hilarious. Like I'm like, at least people they have these moments to make fun of me with. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I make fun of myself. I'm the first person who's gonna make fun of myself.
And it's funny because you said like your daughter has your personality. I could see her when she gets old enough popping out with the plastic suit for Halloween.
Yeah, for sure do a plastic suit.
Oh man, bro, good times for sure. R&B. A lot of people say R&B is dead. Yeah. Or R&B is dying. There's no more real R&B. Yeah. Is that another reason that makes you get back in the studio?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a reason for me to, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm bringing back R&B or anything like that, because I that's just not who I am. I shout out Tank because Tank is really he's always been a true to his R&B, like even his podcast R&B Money.
Shout out to Tank.
Yeah, he really really champions R&B music, and I feel like it's never gone away or R&B is not dead. It's just there was a time where I was just explaining. I did another interview and I was telling, they asked me the same question about the state of R&B. Yeah. And I was saying there was a time that hip hop became so big, it just kind of like dominated everything. And everything became hip hop at that point. Even R&B artists became hip hop. It became about, the features that you got on you, and everything was hip hop and everything. It just, it just turned into hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Even like the whole Bad Boy era and, with 112 and like they were like the R&B kind of like started to shift towards more hip hop. Right. And I think it just became so big, it just had its moment. Right. And now people are kind of searching for the R&B. They're searching for that good feel good music and feel good songs. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's never gonna go anywhere. It's just a lot different, me growing up, Donny Hathaway, Luther Vandross, all the R&B legends that I would listen to growing up, changed into, and they were crooners, and then you have like people like myself and Omarion and Justin Timberlake and Usher doing R&B but incorporating the dance and like the Michael Jackson but R&B is still kind of like even in hip hop and it's still in pop. R&B kind of it's still the base of all of that. Right. You know what I mean? Just it's like a Don Toliver can take a naked and still sing it. You know what I'm saying? You even have like a person like Drake that kind of still is R&B. It's his version of it, but he still sings R&B kind of like, it's just his hit. Like I said, it's his version. So, it never really went anywhere. It's just incorporated into everything now, just like hip hop started to be incorporated in everything and pop. It's just like everything kind of just started to become one. Right. And it's just no there's no stations for it all anymore. It's just everything is just music now,
Right.
which is good for me to be able to see the evolution of where music or the entertainment industry has come from where it was when I was younger growing up,
Right.
you know, and then coming to like now, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like artists can't be as vulnerable as they used to be.
No.
Like
No, they
before,
can't.
like if you go really listen to old school R&B,
Yeah.
motherfuckers are saying shit you're not supposed to say.
Exactly.
Nowadays, you say half of
Yeah.
this shit, they backing you up.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cancel culture, this
Yeah.
internet shit is too
Yeah.
vicious.
You know?
You gotta really like draw the line. Before, I
But-
felt like artists could just create and
They
there was
could.
no boundaries.
There wasn't.
There
And
was
now but that's the thing about, you know, evolution. It has to change. You know, things have to change. Because you never want to be stuck in the same spot. It's like we were talking about earlier about relationships.
Yeah.
You gotta spice it up. And things, it's just like a revolving door. And it comes back, you know.
Right.
It's just like fashion. You know, at one point afros came back, mohawks came back, bell bottoms came back, and then they go away. And then, you know, you got this, and you got, you know, at a certain point, if you were caught dead in a pair of baggy jeans, it was like, what are you doing?
yeah.
It's a skinny jeans. You can't put on a pair of baggy now, like. Bigger the better, you know what I'm saying? So it's fun to see because it all kind of makes its way back around.
Yeah, and you just mentioned Drake, and I know when he said more immature than Marques Houston. That like, just to give you your flowers again, like everybody was inspired by some part of your career.
At that point, Drake, even now, is one of the biggest artists there is. For him to mention my name and my group, dope line by the way. The way he did it, that was like so creative. I'm a Drake fan too, you know what I'm saying, and to hear that was dope for me. Like, it was just like, you know, again, lets me know that I was, you know, doing something right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Hearing you talk, it lets me know how much of like a historian you are, like how educated you are about everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like you wasn't one of those kids that it was just like, hey, just sing this and make this. Like you really was in tune.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of times on these shows, they like, well, give me your Mount Rushmore in R&B. But like yours is something that I'm like, it's serious because I think you're going to say a couple names that no one's expecting you to say.
So Mount Rushmore.
Give me your Mount Rushmore R&B.
R&B.
Yeah.
Wow. So Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson. But wait, so Michael Jackson, does he count as R&B because he's the king of pop?
Michael Jackson just like
he's the king.
You gotta remove him. He's the he's in a like a he's up there. So it's no disrespect if he's not mentioned.
Okay, so Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, R. Kelly, and let's see, R&B. Those are three good ones.
Great ones.
I would say Usher.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that. That's not bad. But now there's been something trending. Usher versus Chris Brown in the verses. Who wins?
You know, there's no winner because
I agree.
Chris Brown was inspired by Usher. Usher was inspired by Michael Jackson. You know, there's just Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson.
You could argue this shit forever.
It's a difference of opinion. You know, Chris Brown is phenomenal at what he does. I don't think there's anybody that's been able to do it like him. Same with Usher. Right. Usher's phenomenal at what he does. I don't think there's anybody that was able to do it. Like to me, like Confessions is one of the best albums in history ever.
Right.
I don't know if that it's even toppable. You know what I'm saying? So when you compare, I've never been one for competition. I don't believe in comparing because there's a lot of people that are going to say, oh, Chris Brown. There's a lot of people going to say, oh, Usher.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just not go. And you could argue a point like I argue about the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James all day.
Yeah.
You know, in sports, and it's just like certain people have their opinion about it. I have my opinion about it. This person, you know what I'm saying? So I think that, you know, when you think about someone's career and what they've done, I don't think that you should really compare Chris Brown to Usher. I think they're both in their respective lanes.
Right.
And they've both done so great in their careers that, you just put them where they're at.
Yeah. No, I respect that answer because, it's a lot of back and forth. Chris Brown's the next Michael Jackson.
Yeah, like I said Chris Brown danced better than Michael Jackson one time.
Do you still stand on that?
I think Chris Brown is a better dancer than Michael Jackson because I think Michael Jackson was charismatic in his movement. And I don't think there's anyone that's ever moved like Michael Jackson. But if you think of how much of a dancer Chris Brown is, he's like a forward artist dancer and a background dancer, like a backup dancer. You know how the backup dancers was always hitting hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Michael was smooth with it, and he was like I said, no one's ever moved like Michael Jackson. But like the background dancers would be hitting it. So, as far as like a dancer, I feel like Chris Brown is a natural born dancer. I feel like Michael was very charismatic in his movements, and the way he moved was unlike anything we've ever seen.
Right.
It's like you say like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Like you think of Michael Jordan set the blueprint obviously for Kobe Bryant, but then Kobe did so many things that just was like Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? And then LeBron, same thing. He might not have been the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, but then he's LeBron James. So it's just these people, the artists are who they are, and they should be respected for what they've done because everybody's different.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're all in a big mixing pot of differentness.
No, for
you know what I'm saying? It's like what is beautiful to somebody.
Yeah.
Everybody's doesn't have the same opinion on what beauty is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So it's just like when it comes to artistry and stuff like that, I think everybody deserves to be credited for what they do well.
Right. Love that. If you could only be remembered for one era, which one is it?
So the era of the 2000s.
It could be.
When Naked came out.
Okay.
That would be the era I want to be remembered for.
Yeah, that song's so crazy. That whole album is just, it's a classic album.
Yeah. I love that album. It's It was hard. It's hard for me to even top that album myself.
Right.
If
there's one person you could collab with right now, who would it be?
I'll say Drake.
That'd be hard.
Yeah,
I gotta put that together for sure.
I think that would be dope.
Best R&B artist out right now.
That's hard to say.
I know you got a favorite, man.
Leon?
That's a great decision.
Yeah.
Leon earned it too, man.
Yeah,
he put in that work. Shout out to Leon Thomas.
He's dope.
Yeah. That's my guy for sure.
He's doing his thing, and he's dope.
Yeah.
It's not like he just
no. Not
like he's just overhyped. Like
he put his time into.
He's dope.
He's another actor. Going music.
Yeah. And I recently, I didn't even really know, but recently I just found out that he was connected to Ty Dolla. You know
he signed to Ty Dolla.
Yeah, so I didn't know that. Shout out to Ty. That's my bro. Yeah. I've known Ty for.
Yeah, Ty's another super talent. Yeah,
super talented.
And he knows everything.
Ty, people don't really understand how talented Ty is.
How talented. He play every instrument. Everything. You know how to mix, engineer.
Yes.
Write.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal artist. This is the last question that I ask everybody on the show.
All right.
If you could ask God for one thing, what would it be?
No one's ever asked me that before. If I could ask God for one thing, it would be to make sure that no matter what happened to me, that my kids were okay.
Love that. Now, my favorite part of the show is called I Meme Everything I Say. Instead of I mean everything I say, I meme everything I say.
Okay.
First one. Fuck how they view you. Be you.
Uh-huh.
What would you say to that?
I love that. That's what I live by. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Be you, man. Just don't care what anybody else thinks, because their opinion don't even matter. You know?
Shout out to that. I'm really into me right now. My growth, my care, my love, my happiness, my health, plus mental and my peace. Tell me about where you at right now.
I'm at a place right now where I'm happy. I'm at my happiest place. But then also at a place where I'm relearning new things about myself. You know, what kind of hobbies, you know, that I like now. Right. You know, just you know, really, really focused kind of on regrowing, rebuilding, and relearning myself as I, you know, get into my mid-40s and get a little older.
That shit crazy. You don't look like you're in your mid-40s at all.
I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So you married, obviously. How important is yourself being happy in order to be just the best partner that you can be? Because a lot of people are always relying on others for their own happiness. You as a married man.
You have to be happy with yourself in order to make anyone else happy.
Love that.
Definitely have to be happy with yourself.
Right. Next one. It's okay to get it twisted, but don't never get it fucked up.
I like that. I like that. Okay, I like that one.
What you got to say about that?
I can agree with that.
Anybody who got it, you know what I'm saying?
Don't get it, you know what I'm saying?
April 25th, we outside.
Absolutely.
If you got him fucked up, you're going to see, man.
You're going to find out.
For sure. Sometimes I need to realize I'm doing a damn good job for my age. Everything that you've accomplished, I know sometimes you know, it's only normal to be like, damn, I'm this, I'm this old.
You know, I don't even look at my age like that. I love being in my 40s, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I've accomplished, like I made it here. I'm in my 40s and I'm still doing what I love to do. I'm still successful at it. And, you know, I feel great and I'm in good health and just, you know, everybody around me, I'm in a happy place. And that's good. You know what I'm saying? Like my pops always tells me, man, you as young as you feel. So that's what I like to go off of.
What's the difference between your 30s and your 40s? Because I'm in my 30s now.
30s?
And I feel I wouldn't want to be back 20 again.
No. So 20s, you wilding out. 30s, you figuring it out. 40s, you got it figured out.
Love that. Take care of your girl the way you want your daughter to be taken care of.
Absolutely. I feel like you have to have a high level of respect for women. And I've always had a high level of respect for women. I've always loved women. And I've never disrespected or, you know, put my hands abusive to any woman. I don't feel like that's anything a man should ever do. And, you know, because it is true, I have a daughter now, even before I had my daughter. Right. But I have a daughter now, and I would love for a man to treat her with that ultimate respect. So I would definitely, you know, want to, you know, you gotta treat your woman. That's a good way of saying it, though.
Yeah, love that.
Yep.
Some people are for fun. Some people are for life. Learn that. Know the difference. Ooh. Obviously, you know, before you find a wife.
Some people are for fun. Some people are for life. Know the difference. Sometimes those lines are blurred. Like you just don't know until you know. You know what I'm saying? You have to experience things in order to know. And I'm a firm believer of like, I don't feel like I have to like, I'm not a person like, if somebody tells me, oh, that's fire over there and it burns, I don't have to go say, oh, let me see. I got to burn myself first. Then I'm like, oh, I had to learn a lesson the hard way. Yeah. I could definitely learn a lesson from other people.
For sure.
So, you know, I think in life you have to learn lessons, but you can definitely pay attention and you can learn lessons from other people and you don't have to learn them the hard way.
How do you know someone is for life?
You don't.
Wow.
You just don't. That's the beauty of love and life. You don't know.
Gotta take that risk.
Yep.
Man, that's deep. I fuck with that right there. If I gave a fuck what people said about me, I'd be just as broke and miserable as them.
You said it. That's so true.
For sure.
Man, this is great.
I appreciate you for pulling up.
Absolutely.
This one's going to be great. I feel like a lot of people are going to tune in for this one. It's a lot of different clips.
Absolutely.
And I just want to say thank you for giving the next generation an opportunity to you know, tell your story. Yeah. And we're going to do it very responsibly. You know, some people's always looking to clip and make shit the weird way. Yeah. You don't got to worry about that, man. You know, enough fake shit goes on in the industry. I look forward to building, man, and keep pushing the culture forward, man. We appreciate you for pulling up. Yeah. Clap it up for Marques Houston.